I'm Siobhan Fallon Hogan, and today on Catholics and Cappuccinos, I am beyond thrilled and honored to have a major motion picture star, a fabulous person, and an Irish Catholic girl from the Bronx. Welcome, Cathy Moriarty.
Thank you, sweetie.
Here's to you, doll.
To you as well.
My gosh, Cathy.
And all of our kids all together,
all of our
right?
kids.
How are you, love?
I'm great.
Good.
You look like $1,000,000 as always.
Oh, God.
But Cathy, you're an Irish Catholic girl from the Bronx.
I am first generation American. There you go.
You're a 19. Well, you're 19, and your friends talked you into what? Into a beauty contest.
Okay, I'll go with 19. But I'm lying, and it's a Catholic show. I shouldn't lie.
How old were you when you went into the bar? Doesn't matter. You're younger than springtime at this point.
I don't think I was quite of age. I think I was like 16 or 17.
Oh, great example for our studio
There you
audience.
go.
Thank you.
There you go. But I think they switched it. It was 18 back then.
Listen, everybody snuck in, and everybody went. It was
Snuck
drinking
in. We
age
just
at
walked
18.
right through the door.
They wanted you to come in.
I was talking to Peter before, and it was like, nobody ever asked me for ID until I was like 38.
Oh, I know.
And I was so excited. I was like, oh, let me show you.
Do you know when you go to the grocery store now, if you want to buy like a 6-pack of beer or something, they say, can I see your license?
You want to get cold medicine, you have to give them your license.
Those were the days. But
Well, we didn't, I'm older than you. We didn't have photo ID back then.
No.
So if you had something,
It worked out perfectly if you needed it.
God knows. Father Woolsey forged baptismal certificate for me.
So you can get married. Oh, I know.
My own priest did it.
No, nobody kept track
Not to
of
get
this.
married, just to
know that you were baptized.
No, just to go out because I didn't have a birth certificate. I couldn't get anybody to lie for
you
that.
used your baptismal certificate? That's hysterical.
If need be, sure.
But how many brothers and sisters do you have?
6.
And you're in what number?
Third oldest.
Okay, so your girlfriends talked you into going into a beauty contest.
No, it was actually my boyfriend.
Oh.
I wanted this pair of shoes desperately that they sold at this store called Marnie's, which no longer exists. Oh my God, and they were beautiful.
Oh.
They were black, open toe, ankle strap, or you could take the ankle strap off. The perfect heel, and I walked like nobody in these shoes. It was amazing. So we were coming from the beach, and anyway, they had bathing beauty contests, and I was like, well, I just want the shoes, but they were really expensive. He goes, tell you what, go in the bathing beauty contest because we still had our bathing suits. And if you win, you can get the money. It was $100.
This is up in the Bronx.
It was actually Mount Vernon, I think.
Got it.
Mount Vernon, Bronx. It was a place called Hoops. And you can buy the shoes. And if you lose, I'll give you the money and buy you the shoes. I was like, all right, done. Ended up winning, got the shoes.
Wasn't there a guy named Joe Pesci there?
It was not.
Who was it?
They had like a slideshow. And I think weeks later, he had seen my picture, but I already knew Joe from a restaurant that he kind of associated with on Arthur Avenue.
Okay. Arthur
So
Avenue,
I
the best
knew
Italian food in the world.
I know.
Oh, the kids that go to Fordham are so lucky. So Joe Pesci, you knew Joe.
I knew Joe, yes.
And he saw your beauty.
Everybody knew everybody, and they said, you look like Vicky Lamotti. You should send your picture in. So I sent my picture in, and it was a 3x5 because I didn't know what a headshot was because I was not old enough to know better.
Of course.
And the casting director called me, and so I went down and met with her, whatever.
Who was the casting director for that?
Sis Corman.
Oh,
yes.
So great.
Sis Corman, yeah. Yeah, it was a long time ago, right? It was 1978.
Yeah.
1978. So I met them in October or September of 78. And I worked with them, and I'd go back every day. And I was working at some place in the city, but I was working in the garment center also, trying to get enough money to go to acting school because I applied for a grant to go to acting school. And they told me, we don't consider acting a profession back then. Why don't you be a nurse? I was like, no. See, I want to play a nurse. I don't want to be a nurse.
I want to play a nurse.
Now I could probably do both, But so anyway, I went to work and, tried to get up enough money to go to the American Academy. And in between, I ended up, sticking with it. After work, I'd run up to wherever the auditions were.
Yes.
I'd see all these unbelievable people coming through the lobby.
Yeah.
And wait my turn and go up. And they'd call me back and they'd call me back. But I was stupid because I kept going back.
Right.
then I would be,
You're not stupid, you're smart.
going, no, I wasn't. But I had no fear. I had no fear. If I had to do it today or if I had to do it 20 years ago, I could never.
Isn't it crazy?
I could
Sweet
never.
youth.
Back then,
But so you're
17, I cared nothing. Taking the subway home at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Did you read with Robert De Niro?
I did after I met with Sis Corman a couple of times. She goes, I want you to meet my friends, Bobby and Marty. So I walked down and I was like, hey, how you doing?
Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. I was like,
You're
hi,
like, hello,
nice
how
to
are
meet you. And then I listen, they finally called me. And then they didn't call me for like 2 weeks. And I was like, what the hell?
Kind of dying in between.
I ended up in the hospital with pneumonia anyway. And when I came home from the hospital that day, they called and they wanted me to take a screen test. And I was down at Mother Soundstage on 5th Street. Like I knew what I was doing, okay? I thought you did a movie with like a video camera because they used to tape me with a little video camera. And I just really thought that's how you, they told me, you can't go out the night before, Kathy. You have to take this serious. I was like, yeah, okay.
You're like, I'm going out.
My call time was 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh my God, what subway do I take? Where's Mother Soundstage on 5th Street? I only knew the 4 train back then and the 2 and the 7 off of White Plains Road. Anyway, oh no, we'll have somebody pick you up. Now I got to figure out where do I live and what house are you picking me up from, So I made it and I went and I was the morning and it was early. It was still dark out. And anyway, and it was February and it was cold. And I remember not knowing where I left my coat the night before. Anyway, so I went down and I'm born in the 60s. So eyebrows, red lipstick, these weird clothes. And I'm like, this is not going to work.
You're going to look like you're a lady of the night.
I didn't know the era of the 40s and the 50s. This is before I ever got a script or anything.
Oh.
There was no script. There was no sides.
You're improvising when you go.
Like, this is what, thank you. Thank God for Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci and Martin Scorsese. We never walked around with sides back then. I never got sides. I don't know if I ever even got a script.
But you're such a good improviser.
Well, I learned that from him. I learned to listen.
To listen.
I learned to listen. And if you listen, and then, he taught me some very special things very calmly, knowing, I was young.
Yeah.
I'm this little 17, 18-year-old girl thrown in with these 3 Italian guys. And Joe Pesci had done a movie. And that's how they kind of found him. He did this movie called The Death Collector with Joe Cortese, another really fine actor. And they were looking at Joe Cortese and they saw Joe Pesci in it. And they found him. And I think he had retired. He didn't want to go back into acting. And that was the 3 to 6 degrees of separation, whatever you call it.
So how soon after that did they say you have the part in Raging Bull, this major role?
I did the screen test. They said, we'd like to give you a screen test. You couldn't Google back then.
No.
You couldn't do anything.
No.
So I just kind of went with the flow. And I just remember they had like this thing and there were hundreds of people around building sets and stuff. And Scorsese looked at me, he goes, are you ready? I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And so he says action and looking around, he goes, Kathy, what's wrong? I said, well, I'm waiting for everybody to leave.
Oh, they're going nowhere.
And he's kind of pasty white to begin with, and he just turned whiter. He goes, they're not leaving. I said, well, why didn't you tell me that? I said, okay, I'm ready. And it's funny because I've become very good friends with Beverly D'Angelo over the years.
Oh, yes.
And they called her up because she was coming in the afternoon to screen test. And they said, we think we found her. You don't need to come in. She didn't tell me that story till 20 years later.
Oh, boy.
But, and then, no, I waited. And they had 10 days or something. My dad was from Cary, my mom's from Cork.
Right, from Ireland. What were they saying? They're like, oh, Kathy.
It's not like, they said, well, we need you to get a lawyer and look at a contract. They knew nothing.
They're like, well, just take it. You're lucky to be in a movie?
I think I remember telling them in passing.
Oh.
I don't really think I told them, kind of.
And they had a lot of kids. So
there was 7 of us in 9 years.
And you're what? Where were you in the lineup?
I'm the third oldest.
So they got little kids, and you're like, oh, Kathy got a job in
I
a movie
remember
with Robert De Niro.
My mom driving down with my youngest brother and sister, Eileen and Mikey. And I was staying at the Mayflower Hotel, and they came down because they hadn't seen me in like weeks. And they put me up at a hotel and stuff. And, it was kind of good. But it was supposed to all be shot in New York right from the beginning. And then that changed. So anyway, after like 10 days, they called up. They were like, you have the part. I was like, yeah, okay, that's nice. And I went about my day and I was waitressing and
You're like, I still got my good shoes from the beauty contest.
yeah, but they were wearing down quickly. And then they switched everything. We weren't going to start in New York. So like 4 days before, they're like, you're going to California.
Wow.
And I just remember I had like $125 in my pocket in my suitcase. And I remember my dad's face leaving. And oh my God, he was just,
So
everything happened so quick.
Oh,
you know?
I bet. And it'd be like,
And we knew nothing, kind of. And I remember, I was just telling your husband, I remember at first they put me at like the Hyatt on Sunset. That wasn't a good choice. It just wasn't. Like the walls were moving.
oh,
It was,
yeah.
And then they moved me to
You're
the
just a kid.
Chateau. They moved me to the Chateau Marmont.
Oh, nice.
Because I couldn't sleep and I was petrified
Oh,
of
of course.
everything. But
Completely different than New York. I mean, it's like just a completely
well,
different.
back then, Schwab's, you could see Schwab's from the hotel. So I didn't have a car because I wasn't old enough to have one.
Right. I just a baby.
So I would walk, and I went one Sunday morning to get shampoo and stuff to the place Schwab's where Lana Turner was discovered, right?
Oh.
And I was just, the whole thing started was when I saw Born Yesterday, and I said, that's it, I want to be an actress. That's how this whole thing
That's
started. And I think I was 12 or 13 or something. Anyway, I'm walking down to Schwab's, and somebody held up a sign. They're honking their horn. And I'm like, hi, you know, somebody's saying hello to me finally. How much? They thought I was a hooker.
They thought you were a hooker. Oh, my gosh. So, Kathy, okay, when this movie comes out, and you're like an overnight smash success.
But now I try out for it for 6 months. I finally get the part. Now I got to move to California. Then we finish the movie December 23rd. Everybody says goodbye. It's Christmas. It's a whole year
Oh, yeah.
before it comes out. No agent, no nothing. Never met the lady, Vicky LaMotta, and that bothered me. So I was working in the garment center, and I had to go to Florida. And I had been sending her letters and stuff, and she had been sending me letters, but they never gave us and I understand why now. I didn't understand then. The movie was shot through Jake LaMotta's eyes.
Right.
So they didn't want her to influence me in any way. Well, I didn't do that, or it should be done this way, because it's not who she was. So I couldn't really form a character based on somebody. Like De Niro was Jake LaMotta.
Yes.
I had to be the Vicky that Jake saw that made him go nuts, you know, with the paranoia and the jealousy and stuff. So finally was done with the movie, and I finally got a contact for her. And I got to meet her, and I spent the weekend with her. And then I understood, but I just remember like I was more than halfway done with the movie, and I was like, oh, please don't make me say that. I really don't think she would have said that.
Now, when
then Scorsese explained to me, it's not whether she said it or didn't, it's what he heard.
That's interesting.
It was
It's
so
true,
interesting.
because you do interpret.
And another thing he did for me is he would make little storyboards, like a cartoon strip. And visually, I got the concept then, kind of.
Isn't he that's why he's a brilliant director.
I just saw him recently, and I haven't seen him for years. And he goes, Kathy.
Oh.
Like, hello, Marty.
Isn't that something else?
Yeah.
I mean, you're a huge part of cinematic history. I mean, and then the movie.
I had no idea.
You had no idea. So then the
None.
movie comes out, you're a smash hit. And I imagine with that, it's not easy. It's like, be careful what you wish for.
Listen, we didn't have a premiere for it or anything back then. Scorsese literally was walking down the street with cans in his hand. I didn't physically see it, but he told me himself, and it's kind of, you know, in the notes. There was no premiere, no nothing, and then I left. But I remember before it coming out, I think I was in California, and I had to do, you know, ADR.
Oh, yeah. ADR meaning.
Couldn't Google what's ADR. I had to loop.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
what the heck is that? And people that don't know that, looping is when your line doesn't come out. If there's some noise, you have to redo it with looking at your. It's very odd.
It was shot in the Bronx.
Yes.
There was noise everywhere.
Of course.
And I remember looking at the screen, and I was like, so what's the point? What do you want me to do? He goes, I want you to, you know, sync that. I said, well, let me hear what I said. He goes, I just did it.
Oh, it's the most
I said,
confusing
that
thing.
is not my voice.
Oh.
The first time I ever heard my voice, I freaked
Oh, it's
completely. I don't
bizarre.
want to sound like that.
It's bizarre.
I sounded like a truck driver.
No, you
It
were
was
the best.
horrible. It was.
Kathy, now you, did you go to Catholic school up in the Bronx?
Of course, St.
Of
Dennis
course
on
you did.
McLean Avenue. I went.
St. Dennis.
Yeah.
And so you're a little Catholic schoolgirl. You get in this major, you're a siren, you're this bombshell.
I
And
didn't go to Catholic high school. I don't think I was worth the investment. But no, because two of my sisters, they went, Maria Regina and St. Barnabas.
oh yeah.
Me, now you can go around the corner. That was fine with me.
Yeah. Did you, when you were on your own out there, did you pray a lot? Like, was it lonely?
Always prayed.
Always prayed.
Yeah. I remember coming home after going for shampoo to Schwab's. I was hysterical. And I think it just dawned on me. I'm in another state. I don't even know if I was 18 or not. And I was all by myself.
So
And
it's very lonely.
One call home cost, my per diem was $25 a day.
Sure,
back
because
then.
in those days they charged. My mother used to say, hurry up, get off the phone, it costs
You
money.
couldn't, so I used to charge it to all the other rooms.
Oh, you charge
Well,
other rooms. It's hysterical.
You couldn't eat if you. Thank God for Joe Pesci, he fed me.
Put it on
And he
Pesci's room.
did. But yeah, no, we were absolute, churchgoers.
Oh, sure.
And, Padre Pio and the rosary at night.
Yeah.
And so I went to St. Dennis, and then in 8th grade, we moved, basically across the street from the Bronx to Yonkers. And everybody either was in high school or went to St. John the Baptist then, and they didn't take me.
No, why?
And it was 8th grade, and I was devastated.
Their loss.
That is not the year to do that to a girl. I
No,
was
no.
13.
8th grade's a rough
And I
year.
was like, but why won't they take me? And my parents obviously couldn't afford two. Back then, if you had one kid or 10
They'd give
kids,
a break
it
to
was
the next kid.
Or you had the same tuition no matter. St. Dennis was the same.
Yeah.
St. John's, they gave you a break for each kid.
Yeah.
8th grade was too crowded, they said.
Oh, isn't that terrible?
So I wanted to stay at St. Dennis and finish. And I didn't understand. I was a kid. My parents couldn't afford that. So I went to public school for the first time.
And then
And I would have great appreciation for Catholic school because of that, because I didn't have to go to Catholic high school, number one. But what I was learning in 8th grade, I already had learned in like 5th grade.
oh, sure, the Catholic education.
Catholic education, yeah. Like my sister around, she still works for St. John's. And
Did you go? What's the church on Sunset Boulevard there? It's
on Sunset or Santa Monica, Good Shepherd?
on Sunset. I'm thinking of.
I used to go to St. Victor's in West Hollywood as an adult.
Yeah.
And Monday night they had novena night.
Oh, and you'd go when you head off?
I would go Monday nights.
Isn't that
Praying to
fantastic?
God I'd get a job.
Do you know when I moved to LA, I only lived there for 2 years.
Did you like it though?
No.
How old were you, if you don't
I
mind
was
asking?
I was 27 and 20. I was 28 and 29.
Well, you okay?
And I joined, and I can't remember. I think it's the Immaculate Conception on Sunset. And the reason I joined, this is not good, was to meet a guy. I didn't join.
Isn't that the only reason
joined-
we went to church?
I joined-
And,
So I go there to get, the RCIA program for people that want to convert.
Right.
And so every Sunday from September to Easter, you'd have these meetings. And I'm not proud to say that my girl was the only one who didn't convert. She said to me about 2 weeks before Easter, I think I'll stick with being Episcopalian. But I learned something. There was a nurse.
wait, you wanted to convert?
No, I wanted to I was going to be a sponsor for someone converting.
Oh, okay.
But my
okay.
reason for doing it was
a
to
guy,
be
of course.
a guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the
And
girl
you
didn't
were-
convert.
You were a catch back
I was not. I was just
then. You're a catch
I looked like
now,
a
but-
Q-tip. I had this giant head. My sisters used to call me Dino from
It's
the
called the
Flintstones.
potato head. It's part of the
I had
Irish
gigantic.
famine, I think.
But this woman who was a nurse, and she was older. I mean, she must have been 70s at that point. And she was from England, and she was a convert. And the converts are always the best Catholics. And she said the reason why I converted was because during the war, World War II, when the Catholics were dying, they were always at peace and happy, and I wanted that. But I thought that was amazing. Like my poor girl that was converting didn't get much out of it because she didn't convert, and I didn't do a very good job. But I found that the faith in LA, it was at the church, it was very
I
alive
was pretty faithless when I was
within the
there.
church, but with outside the church,
Right.
it was, and it's all exercise and nobody goes out at night. I mean, it's like New York, it shuts down. I mean, nothing like New York, it shuts down. But I imagine
absolutely.
that the prayer had to help you because it must have been lonely for a year filming that movie. It's very lonely.
It was. I was in between. I didn't really quite fit in. I did not like LA.
No.
I didn't understand it.
I know, I never have.
I kind of still don't, but I made a little niche for myself, and I ended up staying for like 30-something years.
Yes. But you had your kid. Now you have, this is crazy.
I would not have my kids. I couldn't raise my kids there.
Did you come back after?
Damn right, I came right
Now
back.
you have twins. Didn't you have 4 children in how many years?
I have 3 kids in 1 year, or 14 months. I have Kathy and Joey. They just turned 25. Those are my twins.
I met your daughter. She's stunning.
And Bella's my baby, who's 24.
She's just like, so you had 3 kids.
3 kids in a year at 40.
At 40?
I was 40, and then I was 40 again still.
So you had the babies, and you got pregnant, 2 months later?
When I went to, when you have
so
kids
however
and
those months turn out.
you go to the doctors for your 6-month checkup, I was already
is it
4
just
months
a
pregnant. I was
blur?
like,
It was a blur.
walked into walls for quite a few years.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
And did you send your kids to Catholic school?
I did not.
You did not.
No.
But did you keep the prayer alive?
I did, and their dad was very faithful also. And yes, we raised them. My son actually still to this day teaches religion.
Really?
Yeah, Joey teaches St. Matthew's, sure.
You know what?
He's been doing it since he's 15.
That's amazing. Where's St. Matthew's?
St. Matthew's is in Long Island.
In Long
Dix
Island.
Hills. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I've had Father Duffy on, Michael Duffy, Sister Mary Gabriel, Jonathan Rumi, what was Long Island? There was a lot of faith out there.
I didn't go to Long Island until I was 40.
Well, there's something out there.
My husband's family's very faithful people. So that was something that we did have in common and got along. And my kids, we go to Mass on Sundays. So during Lent, I try to go 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, we actually still try to go together on Sundays.
Yeah.
But, they're grown now and
Have different schedules.
and my little Kathy, she's not so little, she's 25, loves to go to Mass, and they make fun of us because, yes, I still sing and I know all my hymns, but I find great peace. I'll go by myself. Sometimes I'll just drive into the parking lot and they have all the statues outside where I go. And then if we're not getting together and going on a Sunday, then I'll go Saturday night.
So great, Kathy. I mean, I'm sure you're such a great example. I mean, you're walking in this
I don't know. Listen,
giant movie star.
I've always just tried. That doesn't matter. That
It doesn't matter.
doesn't fly in my house.
No, I hear you.
What flies in my house is at 10 o'clock. What are you making, Mom? 10 o'clock snack? Mm-hmm. So it'll be like grilled cheese, and you start by I'm making it for me. This is group time.
Of course.
Only because I'm making grilled cheese. The next thing, Daddy goes to bed and everybody's sitting around the table having a grilled cheese. But
you did something right if your son's teaching CCD.
I taught them.
Yeah.
When we moved out to the Hamptons, they went to St. Rosalie's out there to their first communion. But yeah, and then my husband taught, or their father, whatever. And now my son. Yeah.
It's great. Do you have a dedication to Padre Pio still?
And yeah, Mother Teresa. Yeah, that came from my dad, though. My dad in his wallet had a piece of his shroud and the Padre Pio oil.
Isn't that amazing?
And I don't know how people know about it, but people will go and they'll bring me back something from Padre Pio. And they say if you smell a rose.
Oh, that's exactly
that's
right.
Padre Pio. And my
That's
dad
exactly
used to always, not that he bought it, but he would steal it from somebody's yard and bring my mother a rose every now and then.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've told this before, but I had to go to Australia to do a movie, and was when the tsunami happened, Charlotte's Web, like when it was 2003. And I was really down in the dumps because I wanted to get, I had my youngest was 2, the kids were like 2, 5, 7. And I was supposed to go for a short time, go back and get them. But I couldn't get back because of the tsunami. And my sister gave me the book about Padre Pio.
Did you get hurt in the tsunami?
No. But we just couldn't get back.
Yeah.
So I read about Padre Pio, and would take the trolley downtown in Melbourne, go to Mass, come home, and I'd been reading this book about Padre Pio, and I went to my hotel room, woke up one morning. I would try to make the morning, I'd like say my prayers, read the paper, try to stretch out the day. Because like in movies, it's lonely on your days off.
Very lonely.
And so anyway.
That's when you start collecting rosary beads.
Exactly.
From every country.
Yes. I worked with Lauren Bacall once. She said, always have a gift from somewhere to remember the movie. But the rosary beads, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and my mother constantly, still to this day, steals them from me.
I love
those
that.
are mine for years.
That's awesome.
But my mother kind of crumbled during COVID. She goes, I don't understand. You can't go to church anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I was like, we have cable, Mom. You can watch it on TV.
Yes.
No, I want to go to the church. I said, you're the only person in there because the doors are locked.
That was
when they
terrible.
shut that down, that was kind of a big...
Oh, it was crushing.
Yeah.
And to be that age.
Well, my mom, I still have my mom. My mom's 96.
Is she 96?
She's going to be 97
lucky.
in March, yeah.
That's so
There's
lucky.
the wrath of God, and then there's
The Irish.
The wrath of Nan.
Where in Ireland were your parents from?
My dad was from Kerry, Corsican, and my mother is from Cork.
Where in Cork? So was my mother.
At Balneen.
Oh, interesting.
Balneen. Your mom, where's your mom
She was from Cork City.
From
Egan. She was
my
in Egan.
aunt, and they all lived in Cork City, 28 Assumption Road.
Did they marry? That's great. Did they marry over there or did they marry over here?
My parents married in Astoria, Queens.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, my dad came over. They both came over on the boat. My dad came over in 52. My mother came over in 53. But my dad came into Ellis Island. My mother came into Boston. And then she was working there for a bit. Then they all came down to New York. I guess they had enough of that. And my mother's roommate was engaged to my father's best friend. They broke up, and my mom and dad got married.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
There's something about Irish Catholics, don't you think? I mean, I feel like I related to you the minute.
My dad worshipped my mother. Then my dad's this big burly guy, and my mom this tiny little.
What
thing.
did your dad do for a living?
He worked down the docks.
Down the docks.
Down the docks in Brooklyn, yeah.
That's amazing.
And everything, Saturdays they cleaned the schools, and
yeah,
they never had one job.
My husband's grandfather ran the docks, but we won't get into that.
I'm sure I know.
If you know what I mean.
I do.
But Cathy, I wanted to go back a second. So when you were an overnight success, there's a lot of jealousy involved in that, isn't it? I mean, you're in your 20s, and competition. Was it hard, or was it? It's like kind of be careful what you wish for a little bit, isn't it?
I never. You know what? It was weird. See, I never wanted to be a movie star.
You
I just wanted to be an actress.
That's so great.
So I didn't care. Like the day I got nominated, which I didn't even know
For the Academy Award.
And what did I do? What do you do when you get nominated?
I wouldn't know.
You sit your ass down and you pay attention and listen to them and you do the press job. No, I got on a plane and went to Europe.
You went to Europe.
I ran. I got scared and I ran.
Oh my gosh.
Because don't forget, it took a year for the movie to come out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
During that year, I had all these agents wanting to meet me, but nobody told me. I didn't know anything about the business, about the industry. Listen, I still have a problem with camera left, camera right. Just tell me, move to the
Cathy,
left or to the right.
I do too. And stage left, stage right. I'm like, which way am I going? I don't
know.
Me too.
But all the technical stuff that I would have learned in school, I just had, it's like I was an apprentice kind of.
Well, you're a natural.
And but you have to know, you really should learn if you have a half a brain, which, for many years I didn't learn. But it's funny because as I waitressed, I applied that rule to myself. Coming off of doing Raging Bull, there was no job now.
Right.
So I had to go back and waitress. And I learned from some of the greatest chefs, and I ended up opening my own restaurants.
You have pizza restaurants.
I don't anymore, but yeah, I've had them for 30-something years, yeah.
It's amazing.
But I learned how to cook, and I can still waitress like no tomorrow. But, you learn. So if you're going to do a movie, pay attention and learn. Because all that time you could have spent in school, it's on-the-job experience.
Of course.
And you can learn everything. Learn how to write, learn the camera.
Yes.
Do your part.
Do your part.
Your part. And then when I finally figured it out and I was like, an agent, what exactly is an agent? It's not like you know how like you get scale plus 10?
Yeah.
They didn't have to give me the 10 because I had no representation.
It's unbelievable.
But nobody would, let me know these things.
Right.
Kind of. So for that's my own fault for, I was too busy going out and being cool.
But you're working all the time now. All the time.
I'm working more now than I was.
Well, I mean, you're hilarious. We had the opportunity to work together on my son's movie Into the Black just recently, and my gosh, you're a great improviser.
That I learned from Raging Bell.
I'm telling you, we had more fun.
That's why I said we didn't even have a script. Half these lines.
Oh, no.
We just made up because I was taught how to listen.
Yes, give me the story and let me listen, and then and see what comes from.
Yeah, if you're thinking about him finishing his line.
Or walking here, walking there.
And that's what forming a character and bringing it to life is about. But I was fascinated by Garson Kanin, who wrote Born Yesterday.
Yes.
So that is what it was that and Rich Man, Poor Man and all of these great things that, we didn't get to watch a lot because there were so many of us and it would be, I'll kill you. Because they wanted to watch The Wild Wild West and The Saint. And
that's my spot.
I wanted to watch Susan Blakely. And but I got to see Born Yesterday and oh my God, and I loved CoverGirl. I loved all the oldies. But I was in Oxford, Mississippi, some godforsaken place.
What were you doing there?
I was doing this movie, and oh my God, but this brilliant, amazing actress, Marion Sells.
I love her.
God bless her. Marion is now gone.
Oh,
and I've worked with her numerous times.
Oh, I loved her.
Married to Garson Kanin, and it was Valentine's night, and they had this 4-square little town. I was like, oh, look how cute they dressed the windows for the movie. They're like, no, that's what we're selling. I was like, oh, sorry. Anyway, it was Valentine's night, and we were all staying at like a motel. And I remember it was like Stanley Tucci, all these people that are now like, we can't even say hello anymore. And my Marion says, she goes, Garson and I are going for dinner tonight. Would you like to join us? I said, Garson? Garson who? Just my husband, Garson Kanin. I take him with me. He collects my pins because they set their hair in, pin curls at night. I was like, you're married to Garson Kanin?
You're like, that's pretty good.
We went. We had a couple of Bloody Marys that night. I do remember that. They made a Caesar salad with Western oil. It wasn't very good. And we sat there and we closed the place for hours and hours. And he told me that originally he did not. It was the one autograph picture I ever bought in my life was of Judy Holliday, who passed away way too soon. And she was a brilliant actress. And he really originally wrote it for Jean Arthur.
Oh.
And the one thing he said, I remember teaching Judy Holliday about comedy, was Judy, stop throwing the pillows down. It's comedy. Throw them up.
Oh, I love that.
And I just learned, and it's just, when you have one of those nights where you learned everything that you could have in 3 hours, that it would have taken you 50 years.
I met Marion at the New York Athletic Club. I was a kid, my early 20s. My parents came down to visit me, and I said, I just have to tell you, I'm such a fan. And she said, oh, darling. She took my hand and she kissed my hand.
She was so proper.
She was like, but you say it's prayer and the cheese, making the grilled cheese and your kids when it comes down to it, right?
Listen, when it comes down to it, I think everybody should have a higher power.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have to go looking for it because I've always had it. And I think it was kind of embedded in me. Yeah, when you're 16, you go to church while you're under my roof. Okay, Mom, shut up.
Yeah.
When it becomes your choice of what you want to do, and I didn't beat it into my children chose on their own.
Yes.
I mean, just, I was always very big on education and reading and stuff. Like, where'd you grow up?
Upstate, outside of Syracuse, New York, a little town.
So you're all the way up. I'm sure you've been to the Irish Alps.
Oh, yes.
So anyway, I actually bought a house up there.
Oh, you did?
A million years ago after Raging Bull in East Durham.
Oh, that's so great.
Still there. But that's where my parents went on their honeymoon to House Cavern.
Oh, that's just the best.
And that's where the 3 days, where are you going to take, 10 friggin' kids?
Yeah.
You're going to go to the Irish Alps and
let
hope
them run
to God
around
your
with the other
aunt
Irish
rented the one-room cabin that 7 kids slept in one bed. And if you got the middle, you just sank to the floor. But the laughter and the fun. But went to church on
You
Sunday.
go to church on Sunday.
Yeah. I remember, I go so far back that I liked the little veil
Oh, yes.
that you'd pin, but only the Italian girls got to wear that. We had to wear a hat.
You are solid. You're an Irish Catholic girl.
Yeah.
Your faith is an example, but your family, your kids.
My faith is pretty testimonial. Listen, when there are times, and I'm sure you've had it, see, now you got me all messed up, where you're down on your knees, praying for the life of your child. Just, what's the first thing you do that maybe you didn't do for 10 years? When you're down on your knees and you know, why is it we all start to pray then? So, and I've been there a couple of times, and the good Lord has brought me up. So the first person I give thanks to is God.
And I want to say in closing here, you're also a great representative for the autism, are you not?
I am, yeah.
And you really, you're
There's
charitable.
A really new thing that I've been following. Oh gosh, what's the name of it? I don't have my phone. Cooper's Voice. There's so much new things out there. Children with disabilities. I should have had kids when I was
No, but Kathy,
20,
you walk the walk and you talk the talk.
I back it up. I do.
You do. You're charitable. You're faithful. You're a great example.
I think I get that from my kids. I think I actually do. I've always been an advocate for children with disabilities, and awareness is key.
Well,
early intervention is key.
But you've proven that you can send your kid to public school, keep the faith in the family, still have a son to CCD, keep the core.
Faith isn't man-made. Faith is here.
Exactly.
It's spiritual. It's your soul. We all know when we mess up, when we do something wrong. Oh, forgive me, forgive me. You don't have to ask for forgiveness if you already prayed.
That's right. So
keeps you on the straight and narrow. And believe me, I've asked for plenty of forgiveness. Plenty.
Well, let me tell you something. I am so grateful for you being on.
I'm grateful for you. I always have been.
I'm telling you.
We've been friends way too long.
I know.
Now, you're beautiful, Peter.
And your beautiful kids.
And somebody's getting married to
my
beautiful
son's
Sophie.
getting married. My daughter Sinead is an actress. Your daughter's an actress.
Yes.
It's crazy. My daughter Bernadette is newscaster. God bless your family and your kids.
Yours as well.
And God bless you. Thanks for being a great example to everybody.
And
you're a beauty queen.
Yeah. Every now and then I'm a good example.
Inside and out, Kathy.
It doesn't wipe out the bad, though.
Here's to Catholics and Cappuccino, and here's to Cathy Moriarty. And where can people follow you? Do you do all that social media stuff?
Why I had kids.
That's why she had kids. They'll do it. Just Cathy Moriarty,
they
superstar.
Do. They do, but we don't update it.
I hear you. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, but I did post for all three of my kids. I learned how to. Well, I didn't learn how to. I created a post and I gave it to Bella. I said, "Can you post this?"
Bella will take care of us. Cathy Moriarty, God bless you. You're the best.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Siobhan Fallon Hogan, and I've been an actress for 555 years. What do you call these people that do this? Podcasters?
Podcasters. You're a podcaster.
She finally made it. Catholics and Cappuccinos is a conversational piece between myself and fabulous other Catholics and non-Catholics who are friends of Catholics.
Ultimately, what we're looking for is some fingerprint of God. And that's what we're discovering all along the way through these various forms of culture and art.
Is your husband Catholic?
Is the Pope from Chicago?
What I would like people to take away from this show when they watch is the joy of Catholics and the gifts of Catholics, of all the different people that are going to be on. Jonathan Rumi.
What do I do? And I looked up and all I could see was the crucifix hanging above my kitchen. And so I just literally dropped to my knees.
Kevin James.
Because it is every day. It's all about sacrifice, and it's about, you're going to fall, but it's about getting up.
Yes, exactly, and having hope. What better way to talk to somebody than with a cup of cappuccino and talking about Catholicism?
Catholics and Cappuccinos,